Can you feel the roar building beneath Ford Field? Has Detroit's destiny sparked in the quiet, simmering shadows of this offseason? Could this be the moment that finally shatters the curse? The endless cycle of hope crushed by heartbreak? Mash that like button and drop your belief in the comments if you're ready for the Lions to flip the script, because what's bubbling under the city's frozen skies isn't just another coach's scheme or draft. Dave Campbell, it's a seismic shift whispered in hushed tones, shockwaves that might redefine everything we thought we knew about this team. Insiders have been murmuring about this move for weeks now, a quiet storm brewing far away from the blinding spotlight of national headlines, where Detroit's inner circle is quietly recalibrating the entire offensive identity. Whispers echo through the front office, rippling through locker rooms, and if these rumors prove true, the NFC North might never be the same. And here's the bombshell Detroit fans have been starving for: Isaac Tesla. The wide receiver who arrived wrapped in skepticism and shadowed by big expectations is the linchpin in this audacious plan. You heard me right, Tesla isn't just a draft pick or a rookie to stash on the bench. He's the key to Dan Campbell's bold new offensive blueprint, one that's built to blend the unpredictable fireworks of Ben Johnson's play calling with a more polished, relentless grind and strike rhythm that this Lions squad desperately needs. It's not just about pairing Tesla's breakaway speed and silky route running with Jameson Williams, or tying Amon-Ross St. Brown's gritty hands into the scheme. It's about reshaping the entire passing attack to mesh perfectly with Detroit's formidable offensive line, a group that last season was ranked third best in the league by PFF, a foundation Campbell knows he can pound the rock behind. This isn't some reckless shotgun shuffle. It's a masterstroke that harnesses youthful energy and veteran savvy to finally make opponents fear the Lions' aerial assault as much as their crushing ground game. Remember those gut-wrenching playoff near misses? The years of being so tantalizingly close only to see dreams ripped away in cruel, sudden moments, the Christmas Eve collapse, the game-losing drives, the seasons when fading hope was all we had? Picture the ghost of 57. That legendary defense roaring with a ferocity that still echoes through our city streets. The hunger in Detroit is raw, and this Tesla move, paired with Campbell's evolving identity, promises to transform that hunger into something fierce, something unstoppable. But, and this is the Detroit fans' eternal question, what if? What if adding Tesla, with his electric but still raw talents, appends the delicate chemistry this locker room has been slowly building? What if this new offensive rhythm creates confusion, miscommunications, or worst of all, cools the fire that Campbell has ignited with his scrappy, never-give-up attitude? Could this reshape our season into a trial-and-error slog rather than the steady march playoff contenders need? On the flip side, imagine if Tesla's breakout season sparks the fiercest playoff run this city has seen since Barry Sanders galloped for glory. A run that makes us all believe in miracles again. Picture the Lions marching through the NFC North, through those grizzled rivals, with a passing attack as electric as the roar of the crowd when the ball snaps, bringing with it the kind of breathless excitement this team has lacked for decades. Imagine the offseason headlines, the fevered debates, the dawn rallying cries echoing through the Motor City that finally Detroit is a true contender, not just a story of could-have-beens and near misses. And if this domino falls, if Tesla rises to claim his spot in the pantheon of Lions, legends and Dan Campbell's offense sinks into a spine-chilling symphony, it might just unleash the wildest, most electrifying Lions offseason in history. One where every snap, every catch, every crushing run fuels a momentum we haven't felt since the glory days, setting the stage for a season that could rewrite everything we thought was possible. But that, my fellow Lions fanatics, is just the start of the tale. The Lions and us all are waiting, ready to roar louder than ever. Light the torches, Lions Nation, because this is the moment we've been waiting for. This is the thunderclap that finally signals Detroit's rise from the ashes. And make no mistake, the grounds beneath Ford Field are trembling with anticipatory fury. The whispers are turning into roars, the steel-eyed look of determination on Dan Campbell's face, the silent promise that this season will shatter all limits and crush the curses that have haunted youth for decades. To understand what's unfolding, you have to peel back the layers of history, because every heartbreak, every shattered dream, every close call that slipped through our fingers, like that 0-16 season, the agony of believing in a team that never quite found its rhythm, or the brutal reality of Calvin Johnson's sudden retirement, ripping the heart out of our fence, has forged this very moment. Our hometown hero, Barry Sanders, leaving the game in frustration, his tears pouring down as he walks away from the gridiron silence, wielded a pain that still lingers in the veins of Detroit fans. And remember Jim Caldwell's firing after back-to-back seasons of promise. The playoff heartbreaks that made us question if this city's soul was cursed, yet through all that darkness, there was always that spark, that stubborn sliver of hope glowing in the shadows of Ford Field, promising that someday we'd rise again. Now, with Tesla's electric talent crashing into the fray and Campbell's relentless belief coupled with those walls of steel in our offensive line, ranked third in the league, this team feels like it's on the brink of either awakening, a dormant beast, or tearing itself apart in the process. The locker room's tension is palpable, every veteran whispering about the stakes, questioning whether this gamble is exactly what it needs to catapult us forward, or if it's a recipe for chaos, because everyone remembers how fragile momentum can be, and how a single misstep can send a team spiraling right back into that dark pit of doubt. The NFC North's rivals, watching in quiet terror, know the history. Yep, the Bears with their swirling chaos, the Packers' relentless queuing of Hall of Fame quarterbacks, and the Vikings' gritty resilience. And they're realizing that Detroit's bold new strategy isn't just a gamble. It's a statement, a declaration that the Lions are no longer a laughingstock, but a fierce moving force. They're already deep in their own mind games, trying to figure out how to slow down the roaring train, how to scramble Detroit's offense before it even hits full throttle, and as Detroit's front office tucks away their plans, secretly, drawing up plays that incorporate Tesla's rare speed and Williams' explosive agility, the weight of history looms heavy. We remember those gut-wrenching playoff collapses, those moments when hopes flickered into a blazing fire only to be extinguished, leaving us hollow and questioning if our city's football destiny is set in stone. Was it Barry's dance through defenders, a flicker of brilliance that ended in heartbreak? Or the stealthy fate of Megatron into retirement, leaving a void that no one has yet to fill? Last season's incredible push, where everything aligned for a rare playoff run only to be cruelly snatched away by a game-losing drive that felt like a dagger has left scars, but also a new determination simmering beneath the surface. Glasses raised in the Ford Field parking lots, fans chanting and clenching fists against the cold winter air, all of us aware that something different is brewing, an unstoppable force that might finally eliminate the ghosts of seasons past. And here's the real doomsday question. What if this Tesla-led revolution either ignites a furious storm that sweeps over the NFC and claims the crown, or, worse, rattles the very foundation Campbell's building, risking fracture and chaos? What if the inexperience sparks a costly misunderstanding on the field? What if those moments of brilliance turn into flashes of confusion, derailment spiraling into a season-long carousel of setbacks? Yet if Tesla's talent catches fire, if Campbell's vision becomes reality, if Jared Goff finds that perfect harmony in his new arsenal, Detroit could emerge as the last team standing crowned at season's end, rewriting history and reshaping the narrative of the Motor City's football story. Imagine the final whistle blowing, the crowd erupting in spectacle, players embracing under a sky alive with fireworks, while the world finally recognizes the Lions. True power and unstoppable. Juggernaut that finally took that leap into the mythical realm of greatness. But the question echoing through Detroit streets, through every hushed conversation in smoky bars, is this: will the thunder come crashing down with the force we've dreamed of? Or will it crumble, leaving us more desperate to believe because the wildest story still lies ahead? The climax still waiting just beyond the horizon, and if that moment arrives, what will we do when the roar finally shakes the very foundation of Detroit's football soul?